Welcome back to the channel. Today we have Adam Hartwick from Can I, who has been on the show before, so we're not going to go back and rehash everything that he already talked about. But today we have him on specifically to talk about the Amazon Influencer Program. So Adam, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again. I had a bunch of fun the first time. I was kind of excited to come back and go for round two, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's always a win for me when I can have someone on the show that will teach me how to do things that make me more money. So this is selfish, but it's okay.
Nice. Well, I hope to at least give you something good here today. Then go for it.
Right. Well, let's go back to the beginning. And I can't remember exactly, but I think we started around the same time. When did you first get into the Amazon Influencer Program, and how did you even first hear about it?
It's actually probably a little bit different than you think. So I've had other YouTube channels, like I said, the last time we spoke, and one of my YouTube channels that deals with the horror movies and the masks and the things that I talked about last time, I was actually sent an email probably, and I honestly don't remember, it could have been a year, it could have been 2 years ago, about the Amazon Influencer Program as soon as it came out. And they said, you know, here's a new program we'd like you to try. You're eligible. Click here to sign up. And I did it. And that was a year or 2 years, 3 years. I don't even know how long ago it was. So back at that time, I don't think they had shoppable videos. I think back then it was just a storefront. So I created the storefront and I put like the camera that I was using for my YouTube channel in the storefront and maybe the microphones I was using and things like that. And then put a link to it in the description of my videos saying, if you want to check out the gear that I'm using on Amazon, click here and go check it out. And that was it. And I left it there for years potentially. Then fast forward to last, I believe it was November, early November, and I saw, which I think most of us did, the video by Builderpreneur about the Amazon Influencer Program. And he was showing how you could get onto the product pages. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm in that program, I think. I have those links in my description right now, and I'm not doing anything with them. I had one idea list on my storefront, having all my filming equipment in it, and that was it. And I thought, I'm sitting on a gold mine here. I have all this potential that I'm wasting. So I immediately saw it, like immediately. And I don't know if you recognized it also. You probably did. You have a lot of experience in this space. When you see something that's BS, I mean, that's the type of stuff we see online every day, right? Is all the BS, overfluffed, overhyped. And I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, there's actually something there. If he's saying, if what he is saying is true, this is something I need to be trying out because that looks amazing. So it was right then in November that I started kind of educating myself in it. I started trying to find every piece of information I could on it, and there was nothing out there. There were some older videos, but really there was not a lot of stuff online about the Amazon Influencer Program back then. So I kind of had to just figure it out with myself, which I don't mind doing. So I submitted, I think 5 or 6 videos at first instead of just 3, like I always preach for people to do. Submitted like 5 or 6 videos and waited for, no lie, it was like 6 weeks before I got the little blue lock to go away, before I was approved for on-site commissions. I don't know if that's changed. I've heard a lot of people saying they're approved a lot faster now, but back then it was a long wait. And so I wasn't actually approved for on-site commissions until Christmas Day. So December 21st of last year, I was approved. It was like a, Merry Christmas email. I had been refreshing my email every day for like 6 weeks to see when I would get approved. Got approved on Christmas Day. And that day, one of the products that I had done already made me a couple of bucks, and I was super pumped about it. And I could, definitely see the potential in it. And I knew that it was a little bit more than just overhyped stuff, that this truly could work. So obviously I started leaning into it and then started doing videos on my channel about it. I think sometime in January is when I started posting. So I'd only been kind of in it for about a month before I really was too excited and I wanted to share it with everybody. So
yeah, well, so it's interesting. We did start about the same time, but I was drug into the program kicking and screaming by my brother, who told me, you got to do this, it works. And so I didn't see that it worked immediately. I had to be coerced into it. Thank goodness that happened. And didn't see the Builderpreneur video till months later. But I've talked to several other people who did get in at that time, and they had the same experience you did, where there was a long wait period because this viral video talking about this program that works, and there was evidence that it works. A lot of people applied for the program at that time. Now, fast forward to today, getting in is a little different today. I think it's harder to get in. I'm hearing a lot more people getting rejected in the initial process, but then once they apply for on-site commission with those 3 videos, a lot of people are getting rejected multiple times. I guess you get 3 tries.
Yep.
I think both of us got in on our first try.
Mhm.
Why do you think that is? And what advice would you give to someone who's looking to get into the program as far as making those first 3 videos?
It's frustrating because Amazon isn't super clear with us what you need. And I have people that text or that comment on my videos saying I had 10 followers on TikTok and they let me in. And then I have people saying I have 15,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel and they're not letting me in. What am I doing wrong? And it's frustrating that we just don't know a lot about it. I would guess that me getting in was because I was already a part of the influencer program from a year or two back. I was already putting my storefront link in my description. I was probably making maybe a couple of bucks here and there accidentally without me even knowing it. I mean, I would log in and there'd be like $5 in my Amazon affiliate account. And I'm assuming it was probably from that. So then when I did my on-site 3 videos, I think that I already had, a year's worth of working with them. I just think it was a little bit easier back then also. And like you said, that video really did launch it. That's right when everybody started jumping in. And I'm sure they were overwhelmed with the thousands of people that were joining the program, and they started looking a lot more closely at those videos. And it probably changed over time, which is another frustrating thing. The thing that worked for us in December or November, December probably doesn't work now. So it is frustrating, and I wish that I had just sort of the magic sauce of just do this and you're going to get in. I unfortunately don't. But I think that your goal as an Amazon influencer is to influence somebody to make a sale. That's what Amazon wants. So you need to have a competent video with competent video quality, competent audio quality. It doesn't need to look flashy. You don't need wonderful lighting and overhead setups and 3 different camera angles. I think a cell phone pointing at yourself is probably even a little bit better than a big kind of hoopla, because you want it to look more like, I think they're trying to compete with like TikTok. So the user generated content, the person who doesn't look like they're selling anything, who just goes, hey guys, I bought this thing. It's so awesome. You need to buy it. So keep those types of things in mind when you're making your videos. Shy away from the things that they tell you to shy away from, like making medical claims or having your kids maybe in the videos. They're a little bit weird about having children in there. So don't do those things. Read through the terms, make sure you understand the things that they definitely don't want. But also just have the idea in mind that you are trying to help Amazon sell that product. If you can help Amazon make money, they're going to want you to be on board. So my thing that I have probably said 100 times, you guys are probably sick of hearing it, is identify a problem and tell why this product is going to solve that problem. If you just do that in every single video, you will have a much easier time, I believe, getting approved and getting your videos to stick in the carousels and stay there long term, because you're helping Amazon make money. In turn, you're helping yourself make money. And this whole system is healthy if you do that. So I don't have the magic sauce, but competent, and identify a problem and tell why this product is going to solve that problem.
And now those of you who are watching this and you're new to the Amazon Influencer Program and you haven't either subscribed to CanI or you haven't gone through the archives yet, what you need to do, I'll put this in the description below, but go over to Adam's channel because he does have a few standalone videos on how to make good product review videos.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has a 1-hour tutorial on going through the whole process of getting into the Amazon Influencer Program. Obviously, we're not going to rehash that all out today, but does an excellent job on his channel. So make sure you go over there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Now, if you remember back to basically a year ago when you were getting started, I'm guessing like most entrepreneurs or side hustlers, you found something that was working. So you went all in the beginning. What kind of time commitment was it taking in those early days, and how has that changed as you've grown with the program?
Well, like I mentioned last time we spoke, I did quit my job right around that same time. I really started doing the videos and pushing this program in January, and that's when I quit my corporate job. So for me, it was a little bit panic mode at first. So I think one of those first months I had like 108 videos, and I had really made sure to focus, a good block of time every single day to build this. Once I got 3 months in, I got to an income level that wasn't very impressive, but it was enough that I could kind of pull back a little bit, put on the brakes, and start maybe enjoying my day. So I'm, for some reason, very bad at setting a specific, okay, every day I need you to do 3 hours worth of work a day. It fluctuates greatly, but at the very beginning, it was a little bit more structured. But like you said, it has changed over time. Now I can pull back a little bit. I can kind of enjoy it. And I have said in multiple of my videos that I can see pathways to making this a, 6-figure a year income. But I'm also kind of trying to do it a little bit more organically so that, one, it doesn't get overwhelming or boring or frustrating for me. If I need a product, I buy it. I do a little bit of product research to make sure maybe it's something that I could potentially make money from also, but I'm not really going out there and just trying to buy things to review them. So I've slowed down greatly because I've run out of a lot of products. I stopped accepting a lot of free products because most of them don't make me any money. And I'm just trying to kind of do it organically at this point. And I'm also trying to build the YouTube channel. I'm also trying to get into the merch side of business, and I'm also testing other little things. So right now, I would say it is cliche to say an hour a day and make a full-time living, but truly, I might be putting an hour a day into the actual Amazon influencer program side of it. The videos that I make around it obviously take a little bit more time, but I've been making content of some sort for, a long, long time. So maybe I take it for granted a little bit, how easy it is for me to just do a review. I know maybe some people stress over it and maybe write out a script and maybe play with the product for hours. Since I've been recording myself so much in my life, it's pretty easy for me to do a 1-minute review. It takes me 1 minute, one take just to do the review, and it takes me about 3 or 4 minutes to edit that review. So truly, I could put an hour a day and probably do, 20 or 30 videos if I really push myself. But I don't need to do that at the moment. So I have pulled back a little bit, and I've been a little bit lazier lately. But
Well, and I think some of that, again, is because of your experience and your background. I can't do 20 videos in an hour. I've tried, and I just I'm not there yet. I'm not
yeah,
natural enough on the camera. I edit probably more than I need to. And so I think everyone has their own journey. I think as we move to today, a lot of people watching this video are stressing, and they're like, why are you making videos like this? Don't give away all our secrets. It's
oh,
oversaturated,
I get it every day.
So let's address that.
Okay.
Moving into 2024, is
Mhm.
it oversaturated? Can you still make a good money on Amazon influencer? I know I love in your videos you do the play money where you're like, if we draw this out, how
Yeah.
much could we actually make? What's your outlook for the next 12 months?
I have done similar things, affiliate marketing in general, and there is usually some pretty seasonal fluctuations that have seemingly been very similar through a lot of the different projects that I have played with. I would assume that this would be similar, usually in Q1, which is the first few months of the year. Advertisers pull back their revenue, which means anybody who's doing anything in any kind of affiliate marketing or online media space is also going to feel that. So usually Q1, there is a dip down, unfortunately. So I would suspect that this would be no different in the AIP. Sometimes there are little bumps in the middle of the year, so especially holidays and things like that, where you see good, lift around the holidays. Amazon has the Amazon Prime Days a couple times a year, so that helps us out. I expect those to still be big. But then Q3 kind of goes down, and Q4 spikes back up. That's just always how it's been. So I would assume that it would still be that way. However, Amazon likes to put in the wrench in the system here that they like to test things. So we just never know. I mean, they could take away shoppable videos tomorrow, and all of us could start making $0 in January. And I don't say that to scare people or to push people away or to insinuate that it's not a time to jump into the program because it might be going away. Nothing like that. It's just that these types of things are volatile and they can happen. So just mentally prepare yourself for that. But as far as saturation, I got that a lot when I first started doing videos. I'm telling you, January, I think I probably got more negative comments at first than positive. Maybe not, but it seems that way, about people saying, why are you telling everybody about this, you idiot? Like, don't tell more people about this. I was quietly making a full-time living over here, and now you're telling all these idiots. So everybody assumes that when you tell people about this business, all you're going to be attracting is idiots that are going to clog it up and make it terrible. And I am completely on the opposite side of that. I am anti saturation guy. I take one, if you were doing videos 2 years ago and you were making money doing this and now you're not, and someone is beating you at this game, instead of being mad at them being there, maybe you should take a look at their videos and see what they're doing, because there may be a reason why they're beating you. Maybe you weren't taking it seriously before there was a lot of competition, and now you should be. Competition creates, new things in the program. It pushes people. It I hate the idea of saturation. That's why I'm getting flustered here. Here's how I have often told it to people. YouTube, right here, this thing that you and I are doing. I don't know the stats offhand, but if you Google like how many hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every second, it's a staggering amount. The amount of YouTube channels, the amount of videos that are being uploaded is insane. It is so oversaturated, this program or this social media. There is no way that people like you and I should be able to get one view on a video. And somehow we are figuring out ways to get views on our videos and to make it work, despite the fact that most people would call it, super oversaturated. So do I think the Amazon influencer program is oversaturated? No, absolutely not. Competition creates innovation. If you can't do it better than me, then I'm taking your place. I apologize. If you can do it better than me, you get the place. No hard feelings. And I still think it's a great time to get in. I think people wait on everything. They wait until their finances are in the perfect place, or they wait until, okay, well, when my kids go to college, then I'll have time to do it. Or, when I get that raise at work, then I'll have extra money to buy products. People wait themselves, and then you wake up and you're our age or in your hundreds like us, and you realize that you didn't do any of those things yet. And time is, slipping away, not to sound too dramatic. So, no, I don't think it's oversaturated. Quit worrying about that. Yes, I think it is a good time to get in. Now is a better time to get in than tomorrow is going to be. And for next year, I think that we should see similar results to what we saw this year, as long as Amazon doesn't change anything too drastically on their end.
Right. And I totally get the excuses. I have 4 kids in the home. I have a full-time job. It's easy to say, I'll do it when,
Yep.
but the reality is if you just do it now, you're going to start reaping the benefits, just as Adam suggested. So Adam, a related question here. A lot of people want to do Amazon influencer because of this idea of passive income, that I can create a video and I'll make money for forever. We know that it's not fully passive. There is a drop off, but what has been your experience with that? Are you still making money off the videos that you posted in January?
I am actually, a lot of them, and I don't keep track of this as meticulously as I should, because that is a very, very good question. Something that we should probably track a little bit better in this industry or in this program, because those are super important questions. Like, what is the lifetime of one of these reviews? But yes, I do just glance through almost on a daily basis on what types of things are selling. And I do see things pop up still regularly that I did back in January, or that first thing that was selling for me is still selling for me. So there can be some long-term success in this. And again, I think that does have something to do with what I had said earlier, making sure you're identifying problems and solving those problems, and kind of pushing that customer, influencing them without being overly pushy to buy the products. If you're doing that, Amazon would be silly to pull your product off of that, carousel, because you're helping them sell products. But also, I think one of the things is that has kind of helped in that, which is a selfish thing. I haven't shared my storefront with anybody or my YouTube channel with anybody because I'm afraid of that competition. I'm afraid of people just going to my storefront, seeing what works, buying the product, and using the same thumbnail, maybe even say the same things I'm saying and just competing with me. So it's super easy to find. If you really want to be a detective, you can go find my videos right now. They're not hiding anywhere, but I don't outrightly say it in hopes that I can extend the length of time that those products are having less competition or are making me money. But yeah, I'm still noticing them make money. So
Good. I actually have a video that will come out before this one where I do my first month's earnings report, because I know from watching your video, earning reports are interesting, right? And so
yeah.
I haven't published those on my channel yet, but I made, or I'm in the process of making an earnings report for my first month, which was a year ago.
Mhm.
And then I track every single one of those products for a year to see
Oh,
what
wow.
happens. And not very many people track that data. It's hard. Amazon doesn't make it easy.
Hmm.
But what I have found is in some cases, you make more money because it's seasonal, right? So something
Hmm.
that when I posted it wasn't popular might make a ton of money over the summer. And but what I've seen generally now, having tracked hundreds of videos, is you're going to retain at least 50% a year later. So if you made
Oh, wow.
$1,000 this first month, you're likely to make $500 a year from now or more. And so it's interesting to look at that data. I want to actually depart from Amazon for just a second because you are a good resource when it comes to this. We're talking about passive income, and you are or have set up your life now where you can have a little more freedom to try different hustles, to try different things because you have focused on passive income in the past and have set things up to be at least somewhat automatic for you to have things paid. Do you have any just general advice for people who are looking 10, 20 years into the future and saying, I want to be prepared for retirement, or I want to be prepared to have financial independence? Do you just have some general advice for people who are seeking those goals?
Yes. And again, not financial advice. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. I had mentioned it briefly in the last time we spoke. I am a big proponent of putting at least a portion of your money away every paycheck you get. Pay yourself first, then pay all your bills. I believe in putting money into the stock market, investing your money. If you're putting it in a bank, it's pretty much just going to sit there, and it's not even going to keep up with inflation rates. So you're pretty much losing money if you leave it in a bank. I like to have a little chunk in the bank so I can access it immediately, but everything else put into an investment account. It sounds so scary and overwhelming. Like, how do I invest in the stock market? There are so many stocks to pick. What do I do? In my humble opinion, I can't tell you what to do, but here's what I do. I invest in simple ETFs. It's just a fancy way of saying that you invest in a bundle of stocks, and the bundle can change at any time. But if you just invest in a bundle of stocks, the S&P 500, for example, if you just invest in an S&P 500 ETF, then you are going to make, I think on average, the S&P 500 does like 9% to 10% per year. So your investments can grow sometimes, depending on the economy, obviously 9 to 10% per year, which is going to blow away any bank that you can put it into. So I'm a big proponent of investing. I'm also kind of, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Dave Ramsey. I'm a little bit on the Dave Ramsey side of the spectrum when I talk about debt. I think we over leverage ourselves as Americans to keep up with the Joneses and to give our families beautiful things. And I totally get it. I totally get it. I'm not judging, but I think that buying 3 vehicles and getting loans on all of them and your mortgage and having 3 credit cards maxed out just means that all the money that you do bring in from these passive income opportunities is going elsewhere. It's going to your mortgage, it's going to your car payment, it's going to your credit card debt every month instead of in some place where it can make money. So I would say get out of debt, do whatever you can to get out of debt, and put as much money into the stock market as you can, especially times like right now when the stock market is in the trenches. Everybody thinks, oh, the stock market's so bad right now. Why would you invest? Well, because right now stocks are so cheap and they're only going to go up. I know that's a bold, not financial advice statement, but right now, while stocks prices are low, it's the perfect time to invest. You're thinking of it backwards. So invest, 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 educate yourself on finances, investing, and get yourself out of debt. That is a big way to do it. And I do stress the I don't recommend everybody quit thing. I did set things up. I put enough money away that I will have something in retirement, and I put cash away that I could get myself through these early ugly stages of building my own business. And I think those types of things are smart too. So to try to bring that question back to the AIP, if you are considering doing something like I did, make sure you have some backup money, maybe 6 months worth, maybe a year's worth if you can, of money to fall back on just in case you have bad months. But yeah, so I'll get off my soapbox now. I could probably talk all day about that, but I think it's important. Put some money away for gosh sakes, and don't wait until you're 60 and then try to hurry up and put it away so that you can retire when you're 65 with dignity. Start putting it away when you're 20. Compound interest. Go look up compound interest.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really good non-financial advice, right?
Thank you.
That,
Disclaimer.
yeah, what I want to do with this channel, Creator Side Income, is we focus so much so far on how to increase our income, but we haven't talked about how to save and how to spend, right? And that's something where hopefully we can have future conversations about this too, because it's so hard to succeed in any business if you're spending more than is coming in. And if you're taking advantage of that compound interest, obviously you're going to have a lot less stress. Your mental health is going to be better, and you're going to have more success in business. So I appreciate that perspective, Adam, from someone who's living it. You know, it's good to hear that.
How many people do you think left the video when I started spieling about the S&P 500?
Well, hopefully a lot. It's oversaturated. We want them out of here.
That's true. Let us do it then.
Cool. Well, Adam, it's been a pleasure having you on again today. Again, if you want to see Adam's channel, it's over at Can I on YouTube and on the other socials. Really appreciate your time and what you're doing now, because we're all trying to win this together. So thanks.
Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate you having me. This was, again, fun. Happy to do it soon again.